I'm going to show you something called bslib. It's an R framework for controlling the user interface instead of using, or in addition to using Shiny. It replaces some things in Shiny. If you don't know what Shiny is, you don't know what R is, you probably want to stop this video right now. So in Shiny, there are ways, there's a thing called like a fluid row, a fluid page, a fluid row, um, and a thing called column and all these things that are kind of designed to try to control how things look on the page. I find them a little awkward, and I think other people do too. Shiny is maybe over a decade old, and so bslib is based on, BS means bootstrap. It's based on a new way of controlling things on a screen. So, you know, in Shiny, you're familiar with this idea that things are broken up into 12 columns in the horizontal, 12 elements. Okay, so okay, I'm showing you some code here. I'll go to the bottom of the code. So it's 39 lines of code. I'm not going to go through them in detail, but I'm going to pop over to this browser window and let you see what it creates. Okay, so first off, this is just a title that I have in there, 2-element mooring. I'll pop back. You can see I've given the thing. Okay, so I may as well just jump right into this. I'm going to name some of the big functions here. One is page underline sidebar. That's new in bslib. Another one is sidebar, new in bslib. Accordion and accordion panel. Yep, those are the only new things that I'm using. Now, what they've done, maybe I'll just say one more thing. It's like, notice that they're using snake format, snake case, page. They're separating words by underline. I think this is because it's coming out of Posit, you know, the new name of RStudio, and Posit is kind of, I think, basically becoming a kind of a Python /R/other. And in Python, they use underlines quite a lot. And for reasons that escape me, actually, the tidy people use Python, use underlines quite a lot. So it kind of tells you a bit about the provenance of this. That's where it's coming from. Okay, so we pop back into the thing. Here's what I like about it. Look at what I'm calling it controls here. Look at these funny little arrows, this down pointing arrow and this left pointing arrow. If I click on the left pointing arrow, you see the controls go away. That's basically what I like about this, is that you can control what a person sees by doing some simple clicking like this. So, and I can actually, if it's a down arrow like this, that tells me there's more information in there. You're just seeing the title of this little portion. And if I click on this, you can see that I have a control, which is a pull down menu, which you can, well, I'll show you how it works. So the title of this plot that's coming over here is underline histogram. If I click that one, it becomes underline uppercase histogram. I'll make that go away. And then I have a plot details here. And this is the number of breaks in the histogram. So I'll just ask it for 5 breaks, or now for 50 breaks, and you can see that changing. And this one is demonstrating, this doesn't control the plot. It's just going to control, can you see in red, this water depth equals 50? And I'll slide it over and it should say 82 now. Okay, so I'm going to go into the code in a minute, but I just want you to think about this. If you're making Shiny apps, which I do a lot, which have a heck of a lot of controls, it's really annoying. I think it's annoying for the user to have to see all the controls. There are many cases in which you set up something in a given theme, maybe, and then you set up 3 or 4 things in that theme, and then you're done with them. So what you would do is you'd put those 3 or 4 things in this theme, and once they're set up, the user can just click and make it go away, and then they go on to the next 3 or 4 things that might be required. I hope that kind of makes sense to you. Right, now I'll show you how the code works. Okay, so we call bslib is that, can you see the gray? That's the line I'm on. So here what I'm doing is I'm loading up bslib. All right, so the thing that I'm using is a page underline sidebar, and there's a whole bunch of different type of pages, but that's the one I'm using here. I set the title for it by saying title equals, and that gave me this title here, 2-element mooring. You can tell why I'm thinking about it, but if you know what kind of stuff I've been working on lately. Okay, and then I have a sidebar, and in the sidebar we have an accordion. Can you see from the I'm making the mouse go up and down here. I'm not changing the line number, I'm just making the mouse go up and down. So I have one accordion, and inside it I have two accordion panels. By default, I want them to be closed. I mean, I could change that to true and go back in here and reload it. And now by default, they're open, but I just think I would never want that. That's exactly why I'm using, or thinking, I guess, of using bslib, is that I don't want that sort of thing. So that's what that does. And then an accordion panel, it can have a title. So the one's called plot title. The other's called plot details, plot title, plot details. So that's what that means. Okay. Now what they've done in bslib is what they're doing in bslib, because it's just, I don't know, maybe 1/4 complete. They're trying to replace a lot of shiny things is what they're doing. And they're doing them in a kind of a tidy way, assuming that you've made your data like, okay, that you have it in a tidy sort of a format, basically. So there's functions to, oh, I don't know, just do all the normal tidy stuff. I'm not going to get into what that is. I don't use the tidyverse very much. I don't like it, really. So yeah, so what I've got here is a select input. That's just an old-fashioned shiny command, or function, I guess is what I should call it. And this is a numeric input. We're asking for a number of breaks, which is, of course, this thing right here. And then I've got a slider. How do you get a slider? You call for slider input. So basically, that's how this works. That's sidebar between these lines here. It's me popping back and forth. That's the sidebar. And then in the main thing, I've got a card, and you can have multiple cards, but I'm making a card. I've got a header of that. I'm not sure what happens if I just remove that line. Let's just see. Yeah, so I can have no header, which honestly, I would probably do that because I hate white space. Hate's a strong word, but I like to get rid of white space. Okay, and then I do plot output. That's this normal shiny thing. And now in the server, which again is a shiny thing, my plot output, I'm just making I have a thing called hist. I'm doing render plot, which is a normal shiny thing. I'm doing a histogram, and I'm showing the water depth, which is the thing called input depth, which you can see here, input $depth. And here, if I'm getting the breaks for the, I'm using volcano data just for building data set. Yep, and that's the number of breaks, and then there's the title. So 39 lines of code. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and maybe I can I just don't remember if I can put code into the comments of YouTube. Yeah, if not, this will be going into, it's a public repo called, it's on GitHub, so github.com/dankelly/mooring. And in that, you'll go into sandbox/DEK/ okay, and then I don't remember, but it's some numbers and then underline bslib is what it's, I mean, I guess I can find that out. Yeah, so it's DEK 06 underline bslib. And the code I've just been showing you is called 01.r. Right, thank you for watching. That's the end of the video. Take care.